Today is International Museum Day, a day to celebrate the places that preserve our stories, our communities, and the inventions that changed the world. Welcome to North Road Station Museum at Hopetown, right here in Darlington, the birthplace of the modern railway. Opened in 1842, North Road Station was Darlington's very first railway station. Today, this beautifully restored Victorian building tells the remarkable story of how a small northeast town helped transform rail transport and communities across the world. Inside the museum, you can explore the origins of the Stockton and Darlington Railway, the world's first public railway to use steam locomotives to carry both passengers and goods. Your journey begins in the years leading up to the creation of the Stockton and Darlington Railway, including the protests and the parliamentary debates over the railway's creation. Next, you'll move on to discover the visionaries behind it all, famous people like Edward Pease and George Stephenson. In fact, right here in the museum is the very couch where the two men are believed to have sat during their early discussions about creating a steam-powered railway. Nearby, you can also see the elegant Pease family coach, a reminder that railway pioneers were not just industrialists, but families whose influence shaped Darlington and the wider world. The Pease family played a huge role in developing both the railway and the town itself. Throughout the building, you'll discover ghost stories, local legends, and fascinating tales from Darlington's past. Interactive exhibits bring history to life through touchscreens, voices from the past, sounds, and hands-on experiences for visitors of all ages. One of the museum's star attractions is the reproduction of Locomotion Number 1. Built to closely resemble the famous locomotive that hauled the first train on the Stockton and Darlington Railway in 1825, this reproduction was created for the redevelopment of the museum. The original 1825 locomotive is preserved at Shildon. And of course, the museum is home to some truly historic locomotives. Here is Derwent, built in 1845 and the oldest surviving locomotive built in Darlington. Designed during the great early years of railway engineering, Derwent stands as a powerful reminder of the town's industrial brilliance and the engineering skill that made Darlington famous around the world. You'll also find the beautiful Tennant locomotive, representing the latter age of elegant Victorian express travel. Together, these engines tell the story of how railways rapidly evolved from experimental machines into the backbone of Britain. But the museum is about far more than locomotives alone. As the railway network expanded beyond Darlington, it transformed ordinary lives forever. Rail travel allowed families to visit the seaside for the very first time. It helped people travel for work, migrate to new towns, and connect communities across Britain. The railways even helped create entirely new places, including the nearby town of Middlesbrough, which grew rapidly thanks to the industrial opportunities the railway brought. And then there's Experiment, Hopetown's immersive railway ride. It's thrilling, creative, and unlike anything else in the museum. You don't just learn about railway history here, you become part of it too. Back on the station platform, history appears in even the smallest details. The Victorian toilets remind us how different travel once was. In the earliest days, station toilets were often only available for men, with women's facilities arriving much later. The famous phrase, "spend a penny," actually comes from the old penny charge people once paid to use public toilets. Look around and you'll also spot vintage railway posters decorating the station, colourful reminders of the golden age of British rail travel, when the railway promised adventure, holidays, and opportunity. The museum even explores Darlington's footballing history. Darlington Football Club became known as the Quakers because of the town's strong Quaker connections through families like the Peases, the very same people deeply connected to the railway story. And here, in the old ticket office, passengers once purchased their tickets to travel on the Stockton to Darlington Railway and later the North Eastern Railway, Rail travel was opening up the country to ordinary people in a way never seen before, and surprisingly, travelling by train was often cheaper than it can feel today. So, this International Museum Day, why not visit Hopetown, Darlington and immerse yourself in the incredible story of the railway age, all in the town where passenger railway journeys began? Admission is free, although donations are always welcome to help preserve this remarkable heritage for future generations. Thank you for joining us, and happy International Museum Day.